Yes, I am.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you for tuning in to the BHLC podcast, which stands for Big Head Light Skin Comedian, your host, me. Thank you for tuning in today on this beautiful Saturday evening here in Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, I got a great show for y'all tonight. I'm down here at 1481 South Shelby Street, 21st Germantown. This is where I do my podcast every second Saturday of the month. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're having some great fun tonight. I need to go over a couple of things first and foremost. Continue to subscribe to my podcast. Subscribe. Continue to support my podcast, and just continue to do that. I really appreciate it. Also, too, August is Health and Wellness Month, so make sure you take care of your health out there and your wellness as well. I want to give a little bit of shout out to Smile Center, supported a little bit of a sponsor for this podcast. They've always supported this podcast, so I give them some love. 7405 the Grange Road here in Louisville, Kentucky. And my other sponsor right here is 21st Germantown, of course, giving me much love. Also, too, I got to put this out there. Another new sponsor, you can kind of say new. Every Sunday night, Big Head Light Skin Comedian hosts a Sunday night entertainment right here at 7 o'clock. Come here at 7 o'clock and you get to see some live stand-up comedy, maybe even some live poetry or some live singing. So come out here and support that. I really appreciate it. We just started a couple of weeks ago and it's starting to do good things to take off. So spread that around the city for me. Like I said, it's doing big things. It's free to get in. All you got to do is come in, have a drink, maybe eat some this great food. I have one of these great drinks here. It's not too expensive. So please come down and support what the Big Head Light Skin Comedian is doing right here at 21st Germantown here in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, let me go over this. I got to go over one or two other things. Sometimes you might be able to see me on Mook in the morning on Instagram. It's every Monday and Wednesday and Friday morning at 9 o'clock. I tune into that. It's Mook in the morning from the Wu-Tang Clan. For those that are younger, Wu-Tang Clan, that's a rap group from back in the days. You have to Google that, but people older, they know. Listen to their music. Also, too, like I said, I'm right here at 21st Germantown. And like I said, they're doing great things here at 21st Germantown. So y'all just come down here and support that. Let me see. I think it's about it. I'm going to make sure I cover everything before I get into it. Okay, I think it's almost everything I can cover. If I bring my guests in here, I need y'all to give him a Big Head Light Skin Comedian podcast welcome. He's a stand-up comedian, and I think he's from Louisville, Kentucky, ain't for sure. But I'm gonna let him talk to y'all a little bit when he first get in to go over his resume. So I gotta give him some love before I bring him in here. I give him a Big Head Light Skin Comedian podcast welcome to the one and only, my good friend, stand-up comedian, Costa. Y'all give it to, I hope I pronounced it right, Costa. Grab him to the stage. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's
up? Glad you could join me, man. Hey,
yes,
man,
sir.
I'm glad to hear.
Sir.
Yeah, and I was just telling people a little bit about what I'm doing here on Sunday night and some other stuff. But the way I start my podcast, let me just go into that. The way I start my podcast, I let my guests tell a little bit about themselves and what they do. So you can go ahead and tell the people a little bit about what you do.
My name Costa. I've been doing comedy for about like 2 years now. I also work at UPS to, supplement because the comedian life don't always pay right away. You gotta have some bread. You gotta have some money doing this.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I moved to Louisville. I've been out here about a month. I'm from LA originally.
Okay.
And, that's the beauty of comedy is it don't matter where you at, what big city you in. There's a comedy scene in every big city. So if you really love comedy, you don't have to necessarily be in LA or New York or Texas to blow up. You can do it anywhere. So that's the attitude I take with it. And, I love it. So it don't matter where I'm at, I'm gonna do it. So
good. Yeah, man. I was just telling people about my Sunday night entertainment here, which I just started, and it's doing great. I like it. People are coming out supporting it. I'm like you, wherever, don't make no difference where you move to. The comedy scene is going to be the comedy scene. And it's going to be one there, regardless of where you're at. And you just have to keep pushing with this comedy. don't nobody make it overnight. You have to keep pushing. So, and I appreciate you being part of this podcast and talking about stuff. What I want to get into more than anything was my first thing. It's just a one-on-one conversation. We're gonna have some fun. What made you get into comedy? What made you get into stand-up? If you don't mind me asking, what made you get into stand-up?
It started off with sneaking and listening to Richard Pryor, and I was like, "Hey, I was born in '96, but I still had tapes. My mama and them still had tapes. I was like the last generation that had tapes, and so I was sneaking listening to Richard Pryor and laughing my ass off. And then my mom came home with this DVD, Live at Sunset Strip, and I used to watch it like every day.
Okay.
I'll just be in my room watching it. And I remember being young, 8 years old, understanding everything he was talking about. And looking back on it, I had no business knowing everything he was talking about, but I've always been a very aware kid from a young age. I've been aware of the world around me, very conscious from a young age. So it was really inevitable for me to do comedy. I used to rap, but you know, even in my raps, I would do funny jokes in my raps. I was always supposed to be doing comedy.
Right. So you just
so
you used to rap, so you kind of flipped the script and went into stand up. And I know people have done left stand up and went to rap, so it kind of goes hand in hand sometimes. So it's all entertainment.
It does. Yep, it's all entertainment.
At the end of the day, it's all entertainment. Yeah. So that's why I tell people it's all it is. Because I know for me, like I said, stand up has been it's been therapy for me. It's been a way for me to talk to people, and also, plus my therapist I talk to says it's a good thing to talk to people about my issues and make them laugh. And so it's always good. It's therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? That's why people need to come out and listen. It's very therapeutic. So I got to stand up so I can release a lot of things, especially nowadays. A lot of people go through a lot of mental stuff nowadays. So it's very therapeutic to do stand up and to put it out there and what you're doing with stand up and everything. So it's very, very therapeutic, man. And I've always loved it, and I'm like you. I've always liked the old school comedians and stuff. That's why I come up on, because I know I'm a little older than you, and I've always loved them. And I got in the comedy scene when it first started really rolling in the '90s. So, but I love it, man. I wouldn't have it no other way. So, that's just where I am. So, and I've always been a person who likes to get on stage and make people laugh, and because if I can make people forget about their problems for about 10, 15 minutes. And make them feel like, hey, ain't nothing in the world but love and great funny. And being funny is good for the heart. It's all good, man. It's all good. So, and that's what I do. So, I see you getting situated there at home.
Yeah. I literally was just walking in the house. I got off of work. I got me something to eat.
I got off too. I was just there too. I got off at 4. Yeah, and that's why I appreciate your time, man. I really do, man. So I just got off at 4. Myself, so it's a grand, like we said, we both at the same place. So, but what I wanted to say to you too, man, and your stand up, even though I know you ain't been doing it long, you got some style, man. You're pretty funny, man. So, I like your style.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, keep doing it. But
I'm not gonna stop. I signed my life. I signed my life. A lot of people sign their life over to God. I signed my life over to comedy. I put it in blood.
I know that's same here. I turn my life over to God and comedy and my family. So that's why I'm at.
No, exactly. Yeah. But I'm just talking.
I get it. And some of the hardest people that I ain't gonna say to convince is you tell family members that you're doing stand up. They're like, oh man, whatever, this and that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, come out and see for yourself.
Come out and see.
Family members, yeah, I'm sure you told some of your family members. It's like, yeah. How was they acting when you told family members?
Man, coming out that you a stand-up comedian is like coming out as being gay. It's the same reaction. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Right.
Your whole life you've been feeling like this?
Right.
I be like, I'm a comedian. I want to stand up and embarrass myself and talk about y'all. Yeah, that's what I want to do in my life. Yeah.
It's very refreshing though too, and it's therapeutical. People don't realize too. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the dark side of stand-up comedians because some like I'm gonna even talk about Robin Williams. He said he was the most unhappiest person on earth, even though he could make everybody else laugh.
Yeah.
And that's deep. You know what I'm saying? That's the dark side of stand-up comedy. People don't realize. We tell so much about making people laugh in our life. They don't realize sometimes some people have the depression side being a stand-up comedian. You know?
Yeah.
That's the tough side of it. You know, people don't realize it. That's why I tip my hat off to any stand-up comedian out there that's doing it. You know, it's not easy. And you don't see what goes on behind the scenes. You just see a person in front of that mic and that light. That's all you see.
You assume everything is all funny and happy whole time they going through the worst part of their life. But this is our job. This is what we do. That's like going to work and you're a truck driver and you driving sad. But except we can't be up there literally crying. I mean, you can, but
no, you can't.
I don't know what kind of show you trying to have where you up there crying. That one comedian cried on stage. What's his name?
Who's that?
That one young comedian. No, he was crying on stage.
Okay.
What was his name? I don't know. I forgot his name. Dark-skinned comedian from Michael Carmichael. Gerard Carmichael. That's what
okay. He was crying on stage.
He was crying on stage, you know, but he was coming out on stage. It's funny. It all ties in. He was coming out on stage and so he crying, but.
Yeah, be human beings first and foremost. So if you show your emotions, you know what I'm saying. That's just where I mean, I had to do it's tough. I had to do a show one time after my grandmother passed, but I had to go up and do it because you know it is what it is. Like you said,
gotta do what you gotta do.
And I know she would want me to go on up there and do it. You know, so we still have to perform regardless of everything that's going on around us. You know, we still have to go up there and perform. And that's some of the toughest part of it all, more than anything, you know. So, and I had somebody ask me one time, "What's the toughest thing about being a stand-up comedian?" And I told him, I said, "I guess it's about the only thing I can think of, as far as with me, because everybody's story is different. Is doing it when you really in a deep. If you not really feeling like doing it, and knowing you got to do it.
Oh yeah.
And every time, it hits you. You know what I'm saying? And most people love doing it. Don't get me wrong, but it's gonna be a time where you're like, man, I really don't feel like doing this, but I gotta do it because I'm a stand-up comedian. I love doing it, you know. I've said it to people. People ask what's the toughest part about being a stand-up comedian. That's about the only thing I can think. What do you think the toughest part is of being a stand-up comedian since you've been doing it?
Being broke and doing it? Shit.
Yeah. It is.
Paying to get on stage, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of comedians don't like to admit that sometimes you gotta pay to get into these festivals, you know what I'm saying? To get your name in there. Sometimes you gotta pay $5 to get on that mic, especially doing it in LA. A lot of these places they have open mics, but in order to keep the business open, they charge the comics $5 for stage time. But you know what I'm saying? But you gotta, if you really love this, you're gonna do what you gotta do. I don't do a lot of complaining when it comes to comedy. You know, it do be hard, but I guess the hardest part for me for sure is just doing it and trying to make money in it and trying to navigate this while not having a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, see, I was going to ask you about that because I've been out of LA twice. And the one time I went, you're right. Comedians had to actually, with the time I went, only way they could get on stage was they had to bring some people. If they didn't bring some people, I don't know if you've been through that in LA, but
that's called the bringer show.
You ain't getting that stage time. You know,
bring them. It's called the bring them shows.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and a lot of these comedians in Louisville don't even understand that. They just come out and don't tell nobody, whatever. If it was like it here in Louisville, oh my God, some of these comedians wouldn't get no stage time.
I wouldn't even get no stage. I'll get all the stage time though. I'll be at work. I'll be at work. I use that as an excuse. Girls be at work thinking I'm coming up trying to flirt. No, girl, I'm trying to get you to come laugh. But I ain't trying to flirt with you. Quid pro quo. But I'm trying to make you laugh though. So come on through. I might flirt with you after the show. Maybe after the show we had a couple. Maybe after the show. But not at work, girl. I'm trying to invite you to come out and have some fun.
Same here. Same. I'm steadily promoting this Sunday night entertainment. I'll be having flyers. I'm like you. They think I'm trying to flirt or whatever the case may be. I'm like, no. I need you to come support what I'm doing. I need to see these comedians, support these comedians here in Louisville, support local underground talent, support them. And that's what they need to do more than anything. I ain't trying to mess with you or whatever. You know, I need you to come support. And look, my main thing is I'm telling you to come to something that's free. How much more you want? I didn't say $5 or $10. This is free. All you gotta do is buy a drink. This is free. How much better? It's got to be in the budget if it's free. Yeah, I mean, all I ask is your time. Come on, man. That's all I'm asking for, some your time. So yeah. So I just know that, man. And look, I think it's really been been with me is LSI, which I talk about in this podcast, which means learn, share, and inspire. And I kind of think it's what comedians are anyway, but learn, share, and inspire. LSI is what I call it. But also, I'm this here. I don't know. I think I might have been talking to you and Sugar Ray about it. I'll put it on the thing here. It's self-growth. You don't grow. How can you expect the people around you to grow? That's about where I'm at. I mean, I love my self-growth. I'm always working on it. I'm always trying to be a better person inside and out.
Yeah.
It starts on the inside. And you got to work on your self-growth as a human being, because if you don't, you walk around here lost.
Yeah, you done for.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to work on your self-growth.
And they say you like the people, the three most people you around the most. That's a reflection of who you really are.
Yep. That's true. Good point.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, like
that's real, yeah. And I know my circle's small. I ain't got to be around a crowd of 100 or 1,000 or whatever, 15. My circle's small, and I like it small. But that keeps me focused on myself and my self-growth. I like my circle small. I love it small. I really do. So, and just stay in my lane. So, yeah.
You gotta have people that keep you in check, keep you humble, keep you that know you for real. That I'm not trying to run you though, but you know what I'm saying? Like some people, you gotta have people to keep you in reality.
Yep. Yeah.
I know you big-headed, light-skinned comedian, but that could be a problem for a lot of comedians is getting too big-headed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They think they owed something, and nobody in this world is owed nothing. But
that's
a casket at the end of your life. That's all you owe. So
that's it. And you right on it. That's true, man. That's what I tell people. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just know that that's like I said, I am who I am, and I can't change it. I'm glad who I am. And I know who I am on stage, and I'm grateful for that. I really am, because I love doing this stuff. So, and people have asked. I know me myself. People have asked me this one too. I don't know if you've been asked this question by people or fans or whatever. Hey, man, where you get your material from? How do you get your material? And I told him, I said, my material is from people like you I talk to every day. I said, I got to be talking to you about something you don't realize, because I got a man like an elephant. I just put it in the back of my mind, like, you know what? I might take this to the stage and see what this might work, and word it up. So I do, and I text it to myself. So most of my material is everyday real life shit. Because if you can't relate to that, I don't know what the fuck you can relate to.
And when you do comedy like that, based off your real life stuff you're going through, and I do this, and I do it the same way. That's what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say.
Okay.
When you do it like that, your comedy is transcendent amongst the races. It's not going to be just funny to black people or Mexicans or white people. It's going to be funny to everybody, because what a lot of people don't realize is, when you live in America, we all going through the same shit.
Yep.
We think we different, but you really start to realize, you start to get out, you do a little traveling, we all go through the same shit. So anything you think of you went through first, somebody been there, somebody done that. You just need to share your version of it, and that's cool, and we'll laugh with you. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people get stuck. A lot of black comedians get stuck only being funny to black people. Or a lot of even open mic comics. They won't. A lot of white open mic comics won't go to the black room because they scared they're not gonna get the black laughs. Because black people don't play that shit. And you gotta work for the laugh. We're not giving it up. You need to come work. Yeah. We sure do. Yeah. Be funny. But some people ain't gonna take that challenge.
That's true. Yeah, you gotta take that challenge. Yeah. I tell people that, you have to. That's the thing, man. More than anything, you have to take that chance, take that challenge, and be who you are. At the end of the day. So I just know, like I said, with my stand-up, like I said, it's mostly everyday life stuff. So, more than anything. Let me go into. I want to ask you this. A lot of times, like I said, I'm gonna put something else up there. Are you a father too, man? I never had you single. Your father? What you?
Man, I'm a deadbeat, man. I got about 10 baby mamas, man. I got I got about 3 of them back in California. I'm working on one here in Louisville. I'm trying to have a baby mama in every state. Gotta give me one of them Atlanta baby mamas. I heard them the ones you gotta give.
Right. Oh man. So let me ask this: let me ask you about this because I know it changed a lot of people's lives in 2020 when that pandemic hit. What was you going through at that time? And just a lot of different things. That was some tough times, man, where everybody couldn't do shit.
Yeah, at that time, honestly, I was having the time of my life because I was getting so much money because I had a government job. I was a bus driver.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, I have my Class B license. Still to this day, I still hold my license. And I got let go. I got laid off is what it is. I got laid off because of the pandemic because obviously couldn't nobody go outside. The city buses wasn't running. And I got put on unemployment. And unemployment was paying out more than I was making doing my regular 40 hours. If I just come in and do my regular 40 hours, I would get every 2 weeks about $1,700, $1,800, right? But getting laid off and getting that unemployment, I was bringing home $2,500, almost $3,000 every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Doing nothing.
Right.
For about 9 months.
That's a love ticket.
And I'm sad. I wish I was doing comedy back then because I just started about in 2022. I started taking it serious. If I had known during the pandemic, I would have started doing comedy and started traveling. But then comedy kind of shut down too during the pandemic. So
it did. That's how this podcast. That's how this podcast got its birth. This podcast started in 2020. That's how I got its birth.
Okay.
I couldn't get on stage, so I was like, you know what? Let me start a podcast, and just kind of one thing led to another, So yeah,
makes sense.
This baby got born, so yeah.
I mean, so it was hard in the sense that like it was sad because a lot of people died. I knew a couple of bus drivers that didn't make it.
Right.
A couple of cats really passed away. It was hard, but I feel a little guilty about saying this, but 2020 was one of the best years of my life. I had fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
And sometimes it didn't help me because I got this podcast. Some things it might look.
Some things is good.
Might be something for another person to advance in.
In the moment it didn't seem like it, but in hindsight, looking back on it now, it set me up. Everything that happened in 2020 set me up for where I'm at right now. So all of that had to happen. So looking back on it, it's like, dang, I did have a good time. I was living my life to my fullest, and I was still very appreciative of the life I was living in. I'm still am now. So
that's great then, because that's what it's about, enjoying life. And if that brought you into other things, so be it. Everything happens for a reason. It comes to fruition. You'd be surprised how when things meet each other. So I was gonna tell you, but y'all have to tell you that to be yourself on the podcast, and I see you doing that, eating McDonald's French fries.
Oh, I don't care. I'm hungry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's me. Y'all don't like me. Y'all don't like me because I eat McDonald's.
Right.
Y'all should see what I don't show y'all I eat. So I be.
Right.
I had Taco Bell last night. Yeah, I be eating. I eat what I want. I work hard. Right. I work hard doing what I do at work, so I can eat kind of bad a little bit and not get super big. Like I'm not a skinny guy, but I'm not the biggest guy either. I stay at a solid 250 to 245. That's cool with me because of the work I do. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Keeps you in shape. Yeah,
keep me in shape. So I can eat.
I believe, man, that's me. I definitely take care of the body. I think the body's a temple, so I always take care of my body. Now I do work. I do work at least once a week. Sometimes I go to Planet Fitness or whatever, but I just try to I put in my body, and I enjoy working out, so it don't bother me. I know some people be like, damn, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, but you want all the glory, but then your body look like Rick Ross. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You want
I'll be sad. I'll be sad sometimes. I'll be like, damn, I need to get it together. I do be working out. I kind of been slacking this week because, like I said, my job is very physical. I'm pulling heavy cans and walking around. I'm for about 5 to 6 hours a day. I'm pulling heavy and lifting heavy. So
right, yeah.
When I hit the gym, I keep it light. I tend to do mostly calisthenics when I work out. I just do push-ups and pull-ups. I like to lift my body weight.
Yeah.
It keep you tight. Like pause, but it keep everything. You're pulling your body. That's what it's meant to do. You meant to pull your body weight. A lot of people can't pull their body weight.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, man, I was gonna put on here about the Louisville comedy scene. I was gonna put that over, but we just talked about it, and I've been part of it for years, since '94. And to me, it's like a lot of it's been saturated as far as the comedy clubs and places to do comedy. It's been saturated. Hey, how you doing? And so it's been saturated because you got all these different spots to do stand up in. I guess which is good. Because you go to spots, which is good. I'm not taking it away from it, but every spot ain't always good because it depends on how it's run and how things are. It's set up. And it's got to stay professional for me. No, I'm not knocking nobody else. So, and you've been to a lot of different spots in Louisville to do stand up, or what you? And plus, as far as out of town or here in Louisville, what?
So far, I've been to I would say about 5 comedy clubs here in Louisville that I've been to do stand up so far. In this month I've been here, and it's a lot different from LA for sure. Meaning that you don't got to pay for time as much, but some of these clubs you do got to wait a long time to get on stage. Like at the Caravan, you can't just get on stage. You got to sign up. It takes weeks in advance.
Yeah,
you gotta. If you were just passing through trying to do comedy here, you gotta just know. You gotta kind of make connections in the city if you just want to pass through and hop on the mic. In LA, you could pass through, hop on a couple mics, do your thing, and get on to the next city.
Right.
Do your show. But out here, it's a little different. It's I don't know, but I like what you got going on at Germantown. I like what you got going on.
Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
It was fun. You bring out a nice audience too. So the people, you got a nice support system because you've been here for a while and you're doing it. So I salute to you on that. So far, coming to your show was one of my favorite times. That and Kaiju, I like Kaiju as well. That's a good one too. I don't know if you've been there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, because my thing is not only do I want my crowd to feel comfortable, enjoy themselves, seeing entertainment. I want the comedians to feel good too.
Mm-hmm.
So I want everybody in the room to feel good. And that's what a room should be about. Everybody feeling good and great, laughing, enjoying themselves. And I always say, and there's nothing against nobody who does have their own room, but anybody can have a certain spot they do. But what are you going to do to upgrade it to make it better? Are you going to be out there promote it? Are you going to talk to the people? I'm saying, and that's what I said. So you got to put the work in. I believe in 2 weeks ago, but I'm determined to get it off the ground. And I'd rather do the groundwork, because if something comes too easy, you don't appreciate it. That's what I've always. So,
exactly.
You got.
It's like the girl. It's like the girl that like you versus the girl you like. The girl that like you, she come too easy. That's why you don't like her. You want to chase her a little bit. You want her to tell you no, and you want her to go for and you want her to like the football player a little bit. You got to work for it. Now don't be spending your money on her though. No.
Don't be spending all your money on her. The rookies. Yeah, put it out. Yeah, they always want the money. The money. Oh my God.
They call it the money now. That's what they call it. They want the money.
Especially like the rookies in training camp. Yeah, the rookies in training camp right now in the NFL. They got to put that work in, and nobody can just give you. You got to put the work in to get this spot. So it's the same way with this stand up, and if you got your own spot or whatever. So, so yeah. But man. I appreciate you being on my podcast, man. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I got going on here. And before I let you go anyway, and I'm telling people anyway, make sure y'all subscribe to this podcast, BHLC podcast on YouTube and Facebook Live. Subscribe. I want you to let them know the people, somebody wanted to book you for a show, how they can get in contact with you through social media or something.
Okay. Yeah, of course. I'll drop my
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I got people watching.
Okay, yeah, my Instagram, you can book me through my email, which is it's in my Instagram bio. All of my stuff is on my Instagram and on my TikTok and Facebook. So you can find me at Matthew Soul Comedy, MATTHEW Comedy. Matthew So Comedy. That's my Instagram. My email is there. There's links where you can or you can just hit me in a DM to book me right now. I don't have an agent. I'm not Hollywood. I'm from LA, but I'm not Hollywood.
It's in Hollywood.
So you can get me direct. Y'all want my number? Y'all want my phone number? 502. Nah, I'm just playing 502. I ain't from here. I got a 909. I got a California number. I don't even got no 502.
And on real talk, man, this is real talk. If somebody do hit me up about needing a comedian for a show, I definitely would recommend you. That's just real talk. I
appreciate that.
Anybody talking about, I recommend you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I know you're trying to do the thing, so I know your heart's into it, so I can tell by your stage work. So I definitely recommend you. So it ain't a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm not to call out nobody else, but I ain't one of them type of comedians. But like, nah, I'm gonna take the job. And, I ain't gonna tell nobody. You got some comedians who are selfish in their own way. I stay humble. That's why I've been blessed with my stand-up. As long as I stay humble, I know lessons from comedy will flow. So that's why I stay humble. So
yeah,
and that's so. But man, like I said, I appreciate you being on this podcast. And
hey, man, anytime you need me to guest, come on here. I mean, need me as a guest to come on here, do my thing with you.
Man,
flow on some topics when something big happen. When something big happened in the news or something, when we got something to talk about, we need to come together and really talk. We can talk.
And you know what? It will happen. Because I'm trying to one day, I want to have this podcast where maybe it might be on Fox 41 News or something, and be me and some other comedians right there next to me, and we just chopping it up about different topics.
Yeah.
And that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
That's so and I have to call you, be like, come on, man, I need you to come talk.
Yeah. So I'll be there too.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you know what's so beautiful about me and you right now? It's beautiful. And I got to mention his name because Sugar Ray is a comedian here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm gonna give him his props.
Oh yeah,
produced us, and you wouldn't have been on this podcast if I would have never met you. So you see how things work and stay humble. And much love to Sugar Ray stand up.
Much love to Sugar Ray too, man. Sugar Ray, that's a good cast, a good dude, man. So, good vibe, bro. From the first day I met him, was keeping it real.
Yeah. So I had to give him his love. Because otherwise you wouldn't be on this podcast because I wouldn't have met you. It was through him. Yeah. It's always through a network or through somebody else, through a handshake or a talk or a text or email, whatever. Social media. So it's a good thing. So, but man, I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of your day because I know you just get off work. But I appreciate you being part of this podcast. Keep pushing, and I'm definitely gonna, like I said, try to help you out. I'm here every Sunday night doing Sunday night entertainment, 7:00 here at 1417 South Shelby Street. 21st Germantown. Y'all come check me out and come check out Coaster too.
I'm gonna be there with you every week. So you got
man.
You got
I appreciate that, man.
I got you.
I appreciate that. I really do, man. Go on and enjoy the rest of your evening, man. I appreciate you being part of this, man.
All right, you too. Big head, light skinned comedian, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. That's with my boy. We going up. Y'all have a good, safe, blessed night.
All right, much love, man. Enjoy your evening, man.
You too.
Well, that was the big BHLC podcast for tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's a great podcast. Just talking about this stand-up. If you know somebody that wants to do stand-up or can sing or do poetry, bring them out here Sunday night at 7:00. Sign-up is between 6 to 7. I'm all about enjoying myself. I got a comment here I got a comment on here. Let me see what this is. Tab T. Yeah, thank you, Tab T, for watching. Y'all support what Tab T's doing with her books. She's always putting a book out here and there. Support what she's doing. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everybody that was watching this evening. Subscribe to my podcast. Like I said, subscribe. BHLC podcast. Also, give me a listen on Spotify. I'm on Spotify. Listen to me on Spotify. This is my 47th episode. I love doing this. And I love just putting people out there on this platform so y'all can know about them and support them. Like I said before, I'm right here at 21st Germantown. Every Sunday night, I'm here at 7:00. I'll be back here as far as with my podcast the second Saturday of September. I think it's September 13th. I ain't for sure, but just tune in, and we're going to have a great time. I appreciate that, Tab. Appreciate that. Congrats. You know what it's about. Everybody's grinding in something as far as with entertainment. If you're in entertainment, it's a grind. So I appreciate that love. keep supporting your local underground talent. Keep supporting talent, period. And I'm just the one and only big head, light skinned comedian, and just trying to do this thing where I just take it off the ground, where y'all keep supporting comedy, Louisville comedy right here. And I hope to see y'all again second Saturday in September. I'm gonna leave with something here a little positive. Try to leave with just a little something positive, or I could leave with a joke. But but long story short, like I said, learn, share, and inspire, LSI. But also too, when you always checking somebody else's attitude, make sure you checking your own attitude first, because maybe your attitude had their attitude that way. So nothing else, love yourself and be yourself. I'm the one and only big head light skinned comedian. Thank you for tuning in. Much love. I'll see y'all September 13th. Thank you for watching. And support 21st Germantown here.